So basically I've been dancing for 20 years now. In 2021 I'll be dancing 20 years. Grew up in Bellor, moved to East River. That's where I basically spent most of my life, I would say. You know, this is where I discovered breaking, or got introduced into breaking.
Must be dementia that you ever thought you could touch our credentials. What's the initials? You be
I have been breaking for, I would say, like seriously, maybe 9 years. But I started gymnastics around 6 and got my SA colors within the first 2 years. So I was very committed to this weird stuff, you know. And then I started dancing around 11. So I could always do weird tricks, but it was never what you would call breaking today. I think breaking is super specific. If you can do a trick or two, you're not a b-boy or a b-girl per se. But once you dive into the culture, start training, and you know, that's when you become this beast, if you will. So I would say probably around 9 years now.
What it's done for me, I can speak for myself as a kid as well. It's changed my life. It's made me see a different perspective. I've traveled a lot and I've seen how the scene has changed from country to country, from our own country, South Africa. And I have to say, from kids' perspective, I think they need to understand who they are as individuals and have fun in the beginning. That's the most important thing. And I would encourage kids to start this, you know, like start it off as like something that you would do as an extramural. That's fine. And then you can decide later on in your life if you want to keep pushing it. But if you start this, you will not regret it.
I think from day one, I've just had a bunch of little wins that have just amounted to my life. You know, I've been very lucky and very blessed to. I don't think I was on an aeroplane by the time I was like 18 or something. Fresh out of school, I had never been on a plane. Now I think I've done about 21 countries, purely off dance, purely off hip-hop, purely off music. You know, so that in itself is a highlight for me, being able to have a career, not just survive, but thrive off this thing. And yeah, I suppose there's a bunch of cool stuff that comes with it, being signed to brands, getting to do campaigns, work with artists, choreograph shows. That's all cool, you know, but at the end of the day, my biggest highlight is I'm just really happy to be doing this. So, yeah.
You know, it's all about like going out and proving yourself over and over and over. You know, because it's one thing going out and just doing battles, but if you're not training at the same time, it's going to be pointless, because you're just going to be another guy at the event, but you're not going to leave or make an impact. So it comes down to how much effort you put in behind the scene and then bringing that onto the scene, and then you need to do that like 10 times better, like the way you've trained it, I would say, you know.
The process is very simple. The process is all about training, right? Getting a mentor also helps. Getting people that understand you helps, but also identifying who you are as a b-boy helps. So that means tapping deep within yourself and literally find your own style. That's gonna set you apart from the rest of the other breakers out there.
The breaking scene in Cape Town, it's probably the biggest scene that we have in the country, if I'm being completely honest. Probably the best breakers too. This place as a whole just screams culture, screams hip-hop. I think one of my first battles was here. You know, I knew if I wanted to be taken seriously, I needed to get on a plane and come battle here. So I think the scene, as it does in every other city, goes up and down. But yeah, I think it's definitely on the come up once again, and it's just going to keep getting bigger.
Because a lot of people just assume breaking is just a thing of rolling around on the floor. Like a lot of people think it's like something from the street. It is something from the street, but it's just like they haven't seen the actual growth where the thing has moved in society or the community. A lot of people hasn't like follow the progress of breaking, and now with breaking being included into Olympics, it's a thing where now parents can be proud of their kids if they are being selected to represent the country. It's just a thing of coming back and saying you were an Olympian, coming back with a gold medal should you win the breaking battles, you know. And like, can you imagine like you've watched the Olympics and you see the athletes standing there like in a podium and like having gold or whatever, and then you can be proud, man. Like it's a proud moment for South Africa if a South African can like win gold or like whatever, silver or bronze. It's just like a thing that's coming from the street that had basically no value in the community. It's now being seen on the Olympic stage. It's flipping mind blowing.
Breaking in the Olympics, quite a dramatic topic at the moment. There's the yes and the no side of things. And for me, it really just boils down to one thing, that at the end of the day, it's another platform and it's another way to put breaking as a whole on the map, really. You know, it's like, I saw a bunch of comments when the news came out and everyone's like, oh, did we go back to the 1970s? I'm like, guys, it's so different. Or it's changed and progressed so much. I think there was a stage when hip-hop went backwards, but now we're in such a space where if you see what breakers are capable of, there would be so much more respect, so much more time, more money, more platforms thrown behind it. And for me, the Olympics is just another way to say, here's validation, you know? So whether you believe in it or not, it's not to take away from the culture. If you think it's going to take away from the local jams, please be my guest and throw one. It's not going to take away from it. Not everybody wants to be an Olympian, you know, but for those who do, it just gives you something else to work towards, and also it's going to open up 1,000,001 doors. So it's a big deal.